Thank you. My name is Soren Yaden, and for my Stackathon project, I chose to make Voice Connect. And so the premise for this project was I knew I wanted to do something that involved in communication and also with audio files. So after just thinking about it for a while, I ended up with writing a site that would allow you to record your own voice and then send it via email to the email of your choice. And so part of the premise is that it could be, from an anonymous person or from yourself, and maybe you want to prank call your friends or something like that. Or, yeah, prank call your friends via email. And originally, I was going to send the audio to the server and then do some voice modularization on it. But maybe that's something that I'll be able to work on in the future. For now, what it's really doing is recording your voice and sending exactly what it recorded to the email that you choose. So I have my server up and running now. I'll go through an example from email address. This is also me. And enter who I want to send it to. Test, subject line, Stackathon, test content, blah, blah. Okay. And this is where it gets interesting. And before I start recording, I just want to say that the most difficult part of this was definitely getting the audio data in the format I wanted from the browser to the server and then through the email client I was using to actually send the message. And the third-party APIs I used for the email server, I used SendGrid, which you make an account on it, and I think it's sort of MailChimp, except it's really easy to integrate with projects in Node. And that had some very specific requirements on the format of information you could send via attachment or content. So making sure that it was encoded in base 64 was a requirement to get the audio through. And I spent most of my time just learning about encoding schemes and what I needed how I needed to make it look to actually get it working. So here I'll now start the recording, and you'll be able to see what's being logged as I do. This is a test for the Stackathon presentation. So now I stop, and when I submit the message, it logs, just as an example, this right here is the base 64 encoded data, which I get from the data URL, and this is the raw decoded data, which for a while I was trying to send and then realized that that was just not going to work. Not going to work at all. So as you see, I got my response from the server, which means hopefully it sent, everything went okay. Yep, I got the response status. And if I go to my email, it should be there, and I can play it. You can see you have the same content, the same from email, subject line. This is a test for the Stackathon presentation. This is a test for the Stackathon presentation. Yeah, and there you go. It worked. So, I think if I were to do this project again, I would just look more closely at the type of encoding scheme I would need to attach onto a mail object to actually send the audio, so that I could have more time to work on this front end and make it look a little bit nicer and more usable. Yep, that's my project.